Good afternoon, everybody. For those that don't know me, my name is Kirk Barber. Bar and I were good friends for 65 years, from 1956 to 2021. It was hard to believe when Sue phoned and said Bar had passed away. I just had lunch with him 5 days earlier. I wish I could be here today, but we'll be away for his celebration of life. But Sue and Jamie have arranged for someone to videotape some of my memories and stories. I met Bar in 1956 in my grade 8 class. You can see in this class picture Bar shoving his elbow into me. I was in our classroom one morning. The teacher wasn't in the class, so there was a class monitor who answered the door, etc. Well, there was a knock at the door. Class monitor answered the door and was handed a slip of paper. He read out the message on the paper and said, "Is there a bartender in here?" The class laughed, but the guy outside the door said, "I'm bartender, was to come to this class." That was Bart's first day in grade 8 Inglewood Junior High School. I started going to Bart's house on the weekends. One morning Bar asked me if I wanted breakfast. Well, my first Scottish breakfast. Fried eggs, potatoes, scones, and Ayrshire bacon. Still my favorite breakfast. I met Bar's dad, George, great guy, who could fix anything. Well, almost anything. Bar asked me if he and his dad could borrow my boat with the Johnson outboard motor. Well, I only own half of the Dolly H. The boat was returned, but the motor didn't work. George tried to fix the motor, but couldn't. I had to return the Dolly H to my co-owner Ted, but with no motor. Bar's mom was great, wonderful person, always smiling. She was special. Well, she had to be, letting Bar have parties at the house all the time. Plus, Mrs. Turner brought home potatoes, scones, and Ayrshire bacon every weekend. Teenage years. Most teenagers get into trouble every now and then. Bar and I were no exception. We were caught in the wrong place by the Vancouver police and taken to a juvenile detention center in Burnaby. Some tough-looking guys in the outside holding area made us a little nervous. So we started handing out cigarettes to these guys, no problem now. Now the worst part, our fathers are coming to pick us up. High school. We were in grade 10. The West Van basketball team had a playoff game against Squamish in Squamish. The West Van principal, Joe Inkster, said no students could go to the game. Well, 3 of us, myself, Bar, and Pat Slaney, took the train to Squamish and went to the game. No big deal. Next morning, the 3 of us were told to report to the principal's office. Well, Joe Inkster was furious. We had broken his rule. Remember, Joe hated students that ran home to their mummies. Joe gave us 2 choices. He would tell all the students there would be no more school activities because of us, or we could miss the school activities for the balance of the year. Pat and I said no problem, we would pass on school activities. Bar said he would have to ask his mum first. Wrong answer. Joe flew out of his chair, grabbed Bar and lifted him off the ground. Bar said he would miss future school activities. Taxi stories. There were many, but one of the early ones. Bar and his brother Neil started Crown Cabs. Bar was always a little late paying for equipment, etc. I was driving for Crown Cabs one Saturday and get a call. Don't stop for anyone. But there was a car behind me honking and blinking his lights trying to get me to stop. Well, finally, after being chased around Woodward's food area, I had to stop. 2 guys jumped into the car and took away the 2-way radio equipment. A couple of years ago, 5 of us got together. Myself, Bar, Pat Slaney, Charlie Bell, and Bob Brown. Thought it would be great to have lunch now and then and catch up on the gossip. The first lunch was the boat shed Ambleside. Our final lunch with Bar was the boat shed April 22nd. Bar was in good spirits. We all had a good time. Waved goodbye to Bar as he drove away. Now I want to give a toast to Bar. We're very glad we met in 1956. Enjoyed all the good times we had together. Cheers, Bar. Rest in peace.